that the authority was in, the authority was giving them all kinds of money to balance their budget. And the other towns were like, well, wait a second, why are we paying for that? And their bills end up getting reduced. And that may be something else we should be looking at with this.
And Mazer Consulting can help us with that sort of thing.
Yeah.
With all that being said,
my mind thinking on
that I just said, I think we're in this fix with the new state regulations on budgets with a 2% cap. And
The state is forcing your hand.
we have to consider this stuff. I'm certainly not ready to do a first reading, I'll tell you that. We've got a lot of data to examine very quickly before we're ready to take any step like this. Because
You direct people.
this is a tax increase by another name.
Without a doubt. I try to be open with that up front.
Right, I appreciate that. But as far as the straw poll is concerned, I'll kick it off by saying we have no choice but to evaluate it. Tom?
Yeah, I agree, and I think we have to take a look at the fix we're in. I mean, the finance committee looked at the budget, and there were just, I mean, unless we're willing to get rid of all employees in town and provide no services, I don't see any other way to get our budget under the 2%, or be able to pay this, this kind of fee that we're paying to them, the Middlesex County. So I think we need to look at it, like Dennis said, and evaluate all the possibilities that we have to look at, and take this as a serious step that we're going to have to make, and if it has to happen, we need to know what it's going to entail, know how it's going to impact our citizens, and go forward. Unless there's another alternative that I haven't seen yet. I mean, I really, we need to get something in place for this year's budget.
Before we go forward, I just want to make the comment that I won't be happy with this until we've found out a way, or come up with a way to install outgoing sewer meters on the households that are getting charged. Well, that's how you stop the sump pumps in the basement. That's the incentive that Donald was talking about for cutting back.
I have actually a suggestion on how you stop that.
That's something we need to research.
Right. First of all, it's illegal to do that, to connect a sump pump to a sewer line.
We changed
How
the
you do
ordinance
that?
12 years ago.
How you do that is you do an ionized smoke test study.
We were doing that.
Their house goes up in smoke. And guess what? You know which houses are illegally connected. You do have the fire company on alert. We did it at Down Brook, because we did find some illegal connections. That is one way you solve, because you're right. You're absolutely right. It's not only I from rainwater. It is from some houses that are illegally connected to the sewer line with their sump pumps.
I'm sorry, we're in a stroke hold.
I'm sorry.
Michelle.
I'm sorry.
I don't even know what to say. I don't understand the whole thing. The 539 or the 598 would be on the tax bill, and you'd be paying a water fee.
Yeah, it would be taken off the tax bill. You'd be charging a fee for that 592.
Right now, it gets lumped into the rest of the budget.
Okay.
That was the answer.
So then that would go away if we would.
It would go off the tax bill.
It would still be a bill to the homeowner, but not part of the property tax formally.
For this budget.
For this budget formally, as far as the state's new regulations are concerned.
Right.
Okay. I agree with them. Doing the complete study with everything, garbage, everything. See what we can.
Now we're locked into a contract with them. For 3
No,
It doesn't matter.
that's not necessarily so.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We'll
No,
look into it.
That's just
That's a good thing.
Yeah,
This is a low number.
Okay.
We'll explain that. Let's finish the poll.
We really hashed it out and looked at everything, and I don't see any other way that we could possibly get rid of that huge number unless we do something as drastic as a sewer fee.
Peter?
I agree with Dennis on his point on the infrastructure and what what actually, the cause and effect of this. And it's a lot to undertake this quickly and under this amount of pressure. I agree with Tom that there doesn't seem to be any other choice about this, but I also believe that if these are the costs that we are incurring from an outside agency to this town, then we're constrained by a arbitrary 2% cap, then we should make a stand, pass this along, let the state bounce it back, and then do what we have to do to get the state to change that tactic. In other words, they'll sue us, and we will make a stake about what we have to do. But this has got to stop, because this is going to get worse and worse. The state mandates certain things from the municipality, does not help us with any of the financing. This is just two perfect examples of this. The 2% cap being an arbitrary number that has come out of Trenton, which doesn't reflect the real working practical application of a budget for a municipality this size. So it's 13.5 cents at this point. We put it through as 13. We make some cuts where we can. This is a number that's not going away. It's there. It's the big the pink elephant in the room. We just go with it. Let them shoot it back to us at that point, and then we do what we have to do.
Why would they shoot it back?
Because they're not going to approve our budget is what they're going to do.
So what
If
happens?
it's out of it, we do.
No, but I say leave it in and put
Everybody
it through.
says, leave things as they are, send the budget down. What'll happen is, they will not approve it.
Right.
Okay, and.
And they don't really care.
Because
They
the rest
don't
of
care
the
what you do.
Yeah, because the rest
You
of
don't
the
have a
state-
budget, you don't have a
No,
budget, you
what's
can't
the-
operate.
whatever we're getting now.
They're-
We're not getting
No,
extraordinary.
you-
They're not
no,
gonna,
no,
they're not gonna get, Peter, we send that budget down, they're not gonna take that budget.
Well, you know something,
You
we
know-
have an excellent auditor, we have an excellent CFO.
But, Peter.
We should utilize, let me finish, just a
Okay.
minute, let me finish.
I'm sorry.
It's gonna continue, next year it'll be something else. Next year, listen, I'm a taxpayer, I'm looking at right now, $500 on my taxes. That's the number, $500 increase. And we're supposed to be in this new age of cutting taxes and making New Jersey affordable. It's a bunch of BS is what it is. So I say we make a stand. These are the numbers that we're incurring from an outside agency. We're not getting any help. Send it back to the state. Let them do what they have to do. We'll take appropriate action at that point.
Okay, so what will happen is this, okay, is we'll submit a budget as it stands right now, 13 cents, 11 cents, whatever we cut it down to. We'll send it down to them. They'll send a letter back to, I guess, the mayor or Donald saying, you're over the cap.
Mhm.
Okay, and then at that point in time, you can, I guess, institute your fee then, or you can sit there. What'll happen then is that you will not have any tax bills go out. Okay, in July, you usually want to adopt the budget by June, so your tax bills go out in July. No tax bills will go back. So eventually you'll run out of money in July or August,
And you're closed, and the place will close.
and you close up shop. I mean, until the state will
You
not
know
allow.
something, I gotta tell you something, I understand what you're saying, and
You're trying to make a point. I mean,
that's exactly what I'm trying to do. And sometimes you have to be able to have the courage to sit there and let the press in on this, let them know, because we're not the only town that's going through this. Every other town is going through this. And
but every
with
other
some-
town is
is
making the sacrifices.
Absolutely,
that they have to do.
but we are such a unique town. We're so small that these types of increases directly affect folks that are already struggling with their tax bills. You take a $500 increase on an $8,000 tax bill as an average. What's that percentage? I don't know what it is. You guys can give me one. Yes.
7 or 8%.
Well, 800 would be 10%, but $800 would be 10%.
All right, so you're looking at 8%. You're looking at an 8% increase on a year.
Peter, Trenton doesn't care whether you adopt the budget or not, because they're not getting any money from your budget. So what's the effect? The effect is that the resident in August, you'll run out of money You close your police department, you close your fire department, you close the town
Which-
down.
Which all the other towns are doing.
Well, but they're not closing it down, how are you gonna operate?
Friday's paper was all about shutting down all the code enforcement.
The alternative,
That's not holding your budget hostage over traffic.
But he gave us a.
Yeah, I know.
the alternative, okay, there was one other alternative.
Let me just finish
I'm sorry.
with this,
You're right.
okay, Kathy?
I agree, we need to look into it a little further, and if our taxes are going up, I would just keep it in. I mean, why are you gonna you're gonna bill the taxpayer another bill, they're gonna have another bill to pay on top of their taxes, it's gonna go up anyway. Maybe we can cut a little bit more, maybe we can find something else.
I believe you need to go back to the drawing board to get as many cuts, maybe use a little bit more surplus and get it down, you know, as best you can.
What I'm trying to do in getting this straw poll done is trying to say that we need to get now we need to know who the right people are, to get the research done, to see what it's actually gonna
Go
do,
back to it as soon as possible.
and how much, and get it back. So this is what we have to do. So in the majority of it is, in the long and short, everybody has said we need to look into it, okay? What Peter said, send the bill as it is. So we're
Well,
looking at it.
that's the other option.
Okay, so, you know, what I'm trying to do is to see if we should get a vote to get the right people, whether it's Randy and Donald and everybody else, to get this done, get this going, get all the information, research it. And I don't know, how long does it take to get back to the information back, Randy and Donald? How long would it take?
Well, I have a request into the water company to get the water meter readings. I have to fill an application with $800 fee they charge for the water meter readings for a year. It's a 1-year charge.
And you will get charged that every year
Yeah.
if you choose to go this way.
You know, just to, you know, you're right, we research it, and I think what we're researching is the fee that we might be charging to cover the cost of the sewer costs.
Right.
Bound Brook, you know, has already done the major work of the ordinance.
Yeah.
I mean, we're changing Bound Brook to S, we're putting an S in front of Bound Brook.
And Bridgewater properties.
Well, whatever. We're changing, so the legwork's been done as far as the legal side of it. We use a Bound Brook's
Right.
ordinance, and their legal, you know, they went through legal expenses to get this, so we're kind of like a free ride for us.
Statutory wording, basically.
Right, what we're looking at is what
And we use your garbage, so it's fair.
It's fair. They pick up our garbage contract like that, so we share. So the question is, what would be the charge per 1,000 gallons for a resident? Would it be the $3.55 that Bound Brook's charging, or it might be lower? It might be $2.50. We don't know. That's something we have to look at the water meter readings and see what the average is in the town and see.
Yeah, I think, Doc, you need to be able to provide counsel with the information of what is the so-called average home going to have to pay? You know.
Right, and that's what I need to look at the water meter readings.
If we
and
go
see
with
what they
this
are.
to raise this amount of money, what is the average home, you know, forget the laundromat, forget the person who has no water, you know, what is the average person have to pay? Okay? Because that's really what you're gonna have to be able to explain to the public.
And I was on the phone with the water company today, to one of the supervisors, and he's on vacation, but, you know, I'm looking to waive that fee for all the work that the water company's done in this town. So, you know, providing them a 72-inch water main and the grid.
But still, what kind of time frame are we talking about to get back with that kind of information?
Once I have all the information on the utility side, sewer utility side, once I get information from E-Town, 8 hours, I can come up with many different scenarios.
So are we talking about a week, 2 weeks?
I don't
a
know how
month?
long it's gonna take for the paperwork to go through New Jersey American. I will not comment on that, but
Well, so how long did it take you over in Bound Brook for that?
we've had it for years because we always did the nonprofit, so we always needed
Okay,
those water things. Once you set it up,
it's done.
it's done. Okay, but setting it up, you just need
The application's on my
people.
desk, so the other question I have.
hopefully it should only take a week.
Yeah, the question I have to
So,
council
you know what? Okay.
tonight is that if you want to research this, and I'm going to need authorization to spend that $400 right now to go ahead and get the information from the water company, unless I can get it waived through some polling.
Right.
But otherwise, you know, I'm gonna need that, I'm not gonna go forward and do that if the council's not really considering this, okay, of this route, so, you know, and let me just comment on Dennis's